Okay guys, we're gonna do a quick shoulder workout. Well, kind of like maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. I'm gonna show you guys, I'm basically gonna focus on front presses, behind the neck presses, but I'm gonna be using both weights and resistance band. So I'm gonna show you guys the way, because some of you probably don't know, the way I usually do these exercises and how I combine them both with weights and the resistance band. Now, there's a couple of ways you can actually do your front presses using the bands. So I'm going to show you the first way, but except I'm probably going to do 3 sets of each movement until I get everything done. Now, this resistance band is 30 to 50 pounds of resistance. But honestly speaking, you have to do certain things to get it to 50 pounds of resistance. Now, the way I'm going to use the band right now, you're not going to get 50 pounds of resistance. No way. So, but I'll just use that just as a warm-up. So as you can see, I step on the band like this. This is a common way to use resistance band. Just step on the band, and for my behind the neck presses, I'll just stretch the band up, get a good width, and then I'll press upwards. So, but because the resistance is not that high, I can rotate between back and front. So for the front, and that's not even, I think that's just about 30 pounds of resistance. And you don't need a lot of break, depends on who it is. So I will just immediately go to the back again. And I have to go higher reps just to feel the burn in it. So if you're using the band, it's a big difference between using the weights. With the weights, you need more rest because of course it's iron. But with the bands, depends on the level you start from, you don't need that much rest. You can just keep rotating. Well, actually it depends on how much reps you're doing, right? I'm doing like 15 reps, so I'm going for the burn. So let's do one more. And about the 14 to 15 rep mark, that's when you're gonna feel a burn in it. That's when you feel the shoulder burning. Just around that mark, you feel it. Whoa. And that depends on how much resistance you're using, right? So so to get to what we say the band is 30 to 50 pounds of resistance. But to get to that resistance, the 40 to 50 pounds mean, I would use this. This is my metal bar. The tape is coming off. This metal bar I bought at Walmart. And actually, it is a pull-up bar. I just taped up the corners because the edge is a little bit sharp. And the screw to the center, I just put tape around it. And I could use it to do my walk-in lunges and squats, everything. So what I would do, it depends on your height too. If you're probably around 5'11", 6 foot, I don't think you really need to do what I'm going to do right now. But for myself, I'm only 5'7.5", so yeah, I'm pretty short. I just put the band like this. I'll get a couple of loops around the bar with the band like this. Yeah, step on it. Let me feel that. I'm just feeling for the pull. And I could tell you exactly where that's in the resistance. Just a guess. Maybe I'm a little bit off, but just a guess. So we're gonna go for one set to the back. I would say probably around 35. That's what I was saying, around. Now, but between 30 to 45 pounds of resistance, because I'll have to put one more loop around the bar to probably get it directly there. So let's try for the front, because my reps is still pretty high, right? But it's more fatigue. So let's give it about probably 40 pounds. So I'm gonna put another loop around the bar again. You guys, if you have bands, you can test them this way. You can be able to tell, and then you probably go lift some weights right after and you feel the difference. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so I'm actually straining more to get the band over my head. I'm almost there. I can tell the difference. I think that is 45 for sure. I could feel the difference. So let's go one more. Somebody might ask how many times you can do this around the bar. Just be careful. Be very careful. Because I honestly don't know. I will say there's only so much the bands can stretch before it start to do something a little strange. My reps is at 12. So I'll have to really push myself if I want to get at 15. Okay, here we go again. Yeah, that is around 50 for sure. So I had to wrap the band around the bar 4 times to feel like it's 50. Sometimes I believe the resistance bands were made for taller people, because if I was like 6 foot tall, I think I would not need, of course not, need to wrap the band so many times around the bar to get to that resistance. But that's just demonstration, guys. That's what you need to do if you want to really find out how good your bands are and how much resistance you can get out of it. It doesn't mean because it says 80 pounds of resistance means when you put that band and start using it, you're going to get exactly that. You got to do things to get to that resistance. So that's the way it is. And somebody might ask, can I double the bands like this? Of course you could, right? If you double the band, you're probably going to get more resistance, of course, because you have a bit more to push. So let's see this way. My hands are trembling, so I know it's ready. Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. So my hands is going like this, is really trembling, trying to use the 2 bands together. Just imagine the other bands I have. If I can actually do it, probably cannot. Okay, we're gonna go back to those in a few minutes. So next we're gonna use, this is the weight is 60 pounds. So I'm gonna try using that if I have the energy to do it. Yeah, I'm too high up, so I'm gonna have to come down a lower lever. Okay. So that's the difference between the weights and the band. As you guys can see, it took a lot of energy just to push that up, especially after finish using the band for so many sets. So we got one more to the front. And of course I have no more energy. I have to wait for a little bit, take a little break before I can do the front. Okay. Not a comfortable position to move around in, but I'm too lazy to bring the bar around and do all of that stuff, so it's fine that way. Whew. Okay, so next I'll show you guys the shrugs. I should be using some heavier bands for shrugs, but it's fine. We'll go with this. And then we double up. Actually, let's double up right now. It's fine, we can double it up right now. I have other bands I can use, guys. I'm just trying to show you guys if you only have just a couple of bands, how you can use them. You don't have to have as many bands as I do. But if you're really serious and focused, and you have the time and money, you can just buy as many bands as you want. So as you can see, I stepped on both bends, and I'm going to grab them here. And this is your shrugs. So to get more resistance from the bend when you're doing shrugs, just a simple thing you can do. And I'll show you. You step on the bend and get a wider stance. At a wider stance, you get more resistance. Closer, less resistance. So I need more resistance. So I'm going to go a little bit wider. And it's exactly the same thing I was doing with the bend. You can use, of course, you can use your dumbbells because that's what originally is done with the dumbbells, right? I have to go more with the dumbbells to get a resistance because the band together was, I was using the bands together, the bands was actually better. But with the dumbbells, these are 20 pounds each. I have to go, I'm not out of breath here. I have to do more reps to get the same level as the band. And that burns. I keep them over here. So now think of yourself just having a bar and you're trying to do your shrugs. So this is what you would do. You take the bar like this, and you put the band over like this. And you step on the band again. And that's how you can use the bar to do your shrugs. So every single exercises that you can use with weights, you can duplicate it using a resistance band. And of course, if you have a bar, you can also do it. And again, like I said, feet close, less resistance. Feet wide apart, more resistance. And of course, you can do it with the weights. So I'm going to show you guys another version of shrugs. I'm going to do shrugs from behind. I don't have a towel here. Where is it? I'm sweating too much. So shrugs from behind. I like doing shrugs from behind better because I find it's more effective. Because shrugs is really focused on the traps. Traps is located at the back, not the front. So you step on the band like so. I'm gonna try to show you guys back and front. The back, it's like this. And from the side, looks like this. All right, so, but this is better. Using the bar is way better than just using free hands like that. Because you want to have the same feeling as if you have the barbell in your hands, you do that. So okay. So remember I said wider stance, more resistance, closer stance, less resistance. I'll give you a side view. And you bring the bar right here, right above the butt. And that's how you work the traps on the back. And this version, with the weights, this is how it's originally done. Using the barbell, right? Remember, you have to roll the shoulders back. It's not like this. It's like that. Ooh. Muscle spasm. So that's how you work the traps. So now we're going to do side laterals. I'm not going to do all the lateral movements, just sides. So if you have one resistance bend, you can only go one hand at a time, right? And this is how you do it. And you switch. Get the other side. So 2 bands. This is what you do. Step on it, cross the band, like so. And you may have to go like this, like this. And that's how you get more resistance, by doing like that. You guys want me to do the other ones? Let's continue this first. I may go to the other ones too. If you're a taller person, you don't need to wrap your hands around the band like that. And actually wrapping your hands around the band like this, it just gives you more resistance. That's what it actually does too. So just think of the dumbbell in your hands, and that's what you're doing. I'll use the lighter ones. I use the 10 pounds. So it's the same thing as the bands I was using. Exact same thing. Bent over. And then your front laterals, you can either go this way or this way. I do both, just to get everything, you know. And the bend. So for bent over laterals, again, you step on the bend, but except you're gonna hold the band a little different now, because this is too much. See, this is too much. I cannot do even bent over. My hands is already out here, and if you're you gotta be a very tall person in order to pull this off. So my hands is out here. I need to get my hands a bit closer, right? So what you do, you're gonna hold the band back here. Go down like this. If this resistance is too much, you just drop like this and just hold the band like this. And of course, holding the bands together is too much, for me anyways. And then like this, glasses is falling off. That's how you do it. Let's try something. Let's see. Maybe this band is too much. I haven't tried it before. Let's see if I can do it. So first I'm trying this one, guys. I've done it with other bands, smaller bands, but this one I haven't tried this yet. So now can we do two at the same time? We could. But it's like this. So basically how I have it, I step on the band like this, and then I cross it this way, and just hold whichever side you want to hold. Just like this, and I hold it on here, right? I don't want my hands to hit the table. It's a glass table, so. I don't do cardio, but I take less breaks when I work out. I use that for my cardio, and I walk a lot too. So that's my cardio. As you can see, I'm sweating like crazy. Oh. I need my other glasses. So guys, I'm being choked. So guys, that's it. I basically showed you how you can use the bands and the bar at the same time, and you can get the exact same effect. If you like using weights, use weights. If you like using the band, use the band, but I use both. They're both useful, especially if you want to move around like that a bit faster. You can keep going back and forth. If you don't have enough dumbbells, you have the bands, you can do certain things with it, and it can work together with the weights. So from all the years I've been using resistance bands and weights, I find that almost every single exercises that you can use with the weights, you can duplicate using them with a resistance band. That's what I discovered. If you really like to work out, you can play around with it and you'll find them all. It's right there. So yes, weights is fun to use, but I think resistance bands is a bit more smooth, and it's more like if you're traveling, you don't have enough space, it's easy to have the bands in a bag or something like that, and it's gonna work. Very effective. you can still get a workout. May not be the same as going to the gym, but you can still get a workout, and that's what's important, is getting that workout done. Okay, guys, that's it. I am finito. Time to go eat some more fish again. Yeah, I'm swimming around the house like a fish these days. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your support. If you guys want to see the full stream, you can go to YouTube. It's going to be there. TikTok is just the shorts. You can get them there, but also on YouTube you can get the same thing. But I'm kind of happy I have both, because I cannot get the full stream on TikTok. I don't know if there's a way to do it, but maybe if this was done from my computer, maybe I can do it like that, but I'm using my phone, so. Okay, guys, just a few more couple of weeks left. I'm getting there. A little slower than 5 years ago, but I'm getting there. Have a good night, guys. YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in, and I catch you in the next one. I'm out of here. Good night. TikTok, thank you guys for the likes.